Ann Croker business card delivery to the front door. Not soliciting, but here to talk about sensitive matters, unquote. So who let her in the locked fence? Did she just get in like I do? I used to get into the locked fence when Charles Toe was still here in this apartment. I used to get let in by strangers from time to time, not often, maybe a few times. So did she try to get in here and stay here like I did? I did that. I asked Charles Toe if he would open the door here for me once I got inside the fence, and he did let me in, and I stayed here, and he brought me restaurant food. Whoa, I need some insurance. I need extra money to buy Ann Croker restaurant food, but I don't eat restaurant food in that scenario. Well, she didn't come here with restaurant food for me. Who does that? Who goes to somebody's apartment or door, front door, and they offer you a business card and ask if they can come in and then say, this is very important to talk about sensitive matters. Because she didn't bring me anything to eat. I think she doesn't really know me. Because I eat. Well, that's why I'm even talking to you. How'd you get here? I don't know, because I didn't give you my address. Nope, I don't actually have an address to give out to anyone because I'm not really a resident here. I am a squatter. That's what Judge Judy would call it. I am a squatter in this apartment. I'm not really allowed to be here by the landlording, myself. I don't really have authority to let you in this apartment because I'm not allowed to be here myself. How's that for sensitive matters, huh? If Ann Croker can see this, or if anybody knows her, if that's even her. Well, she gave me a business card that reads Ann Croker, but who is the one who gave me the business card? Was it somebody that she knows Ann Croker? Ann Croker knows her? Or did she just get a sample business card from a business card printing press that says Ann Croker, somebody maybe who prints business cards? Their name is Ann Croker. It says State of Nevada. It's an official State of Nevada business card, but I know I don't work for State of Nevada. If I want to give the business card to somebody at State of Nevada, it would be somebody there. They actually have to come looking for the business card because I don't know anyone at State of Nevada that I could threaten. This is your business card, right? I still have the business card. I'll show it on the camera. That's a leaf blower. Courtesy of HUSQVARNA, maybe. HUSQVARNA. HUSQVARNA. They don't have full control over all the um, outdoor tools, equipment, motorized things. HUSQVARNA owns that leaf blower. I'm going to give it to them. But they don't know how to come here. Like the police, did you see the police car outside um, beneath the fence? There's something wrong with that. I have to say that because the police are here with the leaf blower, and it's not due that they're here for myself because I post videos on the internet and you count that as emotion. Well, I mean, I suppose at some point they would come looking for the camera phone and just take it, but I don't really afford that because I need to finish myself deceased. I'm going to decease the door locking myself because I'm going to decease myself outside of the door locking uh, in the Las Vegas, Nevada city proper, and I can walk around anywhere I want, but I don't have full height of myself anymore, so I'm going to die of my height. That's how I don't walk all around Las Vegas streets, and Charles Toe is not inside this apartment to let me in when I finally come back because I'm deceased outside. I am deceased outside that way, but it's homeless to be here. I don't actually want to be here. I want to be deceased out of the door locking and out of the formed world because I don't afford to be here. This is not my apartment. This is not the place that God would keep me because I am myself lucky to have anywhere to stay at all. This apartment is deceased and it's not really allowed for anyone to be here. It's not due to renovate this apartment. It has been renovated as this pink paint. This is a renovation that's recently within the past year and a half, and this pink paint wasn't here when I first viewed the apartment. Was called Bargain Suites. Now it's called Fremont Gardens, and it has this pink paint. There's yellow paint over there. The flooring is hopeless. It's not due to walk on this floor because it's clearly illegal. So I wanted to make a point about the police outside. The leaf blower just stopped from my point of view, the motoring sound. And I don't have any threat that I need to be here at this apartment anymore. I need to go outside and go for a long walk, but I don't come back in that scenario because Charles Toe is not here to pay the rent and let me come back in the apartment. So I assume that Jerry Geri is not allowed to be here as well, and she has a house. I don't have a house that way because I don't create formed the illegal alive action on the threatening it is to make a key that fits in a door locking someplace, and I would know where that is. That's not true that I would. It's true that's illegal, and that's how I have this key, but it was illegal elsewhere. I owned my house, and Donna, she illegally had a key to my house because I didn't give it to her, and she doesn't know whose house it is that way. There's something wrong with her mentally. She still doesn't know whose house it is. She doesn't know she's in my house now because she keeps telling me where she is, and I don't want to know where she is. If that's how she has a place to live at all, I'm not going to help you with that. It was my house from the inside when I was on the inside, and I'm still paying for rent charges, and she wants to know where I am, and she thinks that I have to tell her because it's banking the address, and that's how she can lock me out of my own house. Wow, I should have never turned the age of 18 and older where an apartment complex would let me sign a lease. I would be a tenant there. If I was under 18, I could get older, but it's not due to know you that way. It's not due to pay you any rent. You actually charge me rent because you're charging the creator of myself that you want something out of me for that you're going to go to hell with it no matter what. Yeah, but you charge the rent and you say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care every month. Every landlord in the offices, I have to say every because there are a number of them, landlords in the office saying, I don't care, I'm doing something wrong and I don't care. It's not wrong to me. You're not allowed to be here if you don't pay the rent. You're not allowed to be here if you don't pay the rent. And you don't acknowledge that you're the landlord who received the rent check. You think you did it for a corporation and that's just what you do because you're employed, and you don't acknowledge that you did something wrong by taking somebody's rent money. You do it every month like an addict. If you were a drug addict, you would have died of the drugs by now and locked up the office with a dead body in there. But you take the money every month and you don't know who you hurt, and you do it again and you do it again and you don't know who you hurt. And I am not paying the rent right now, but I heard some landlords say you're allowed to be here because somebody else with the same last name as you paid your rent for you. And I laughed. I don't have a family. There's nobody with the same last name as me who would give you my money. They would have it and keep it. So who are you? What are you? And you don't mind that you're taking money again. You just announced yourself to me that you accepted money for rent for myself. And you said I'm allowed to be here. And I didn't give you the money myself, and I said you're fired and you walked off. I don't believe you. I see the police outside right underneath the doorway here. Under the fence in front of the doorway here. I don't believe you. I live here is not true. This is temporary. I want myself deceased out of the door locking, and I want God above to say that He's given me enough stress, that you're telling me that I'm not allowed to be anywhere on earth. I'm not allowed to be here, and I'm not allowed to be in the streets, and I'm not allowed to be in a hotel because I'm not allowed to be in the streets. I'm not allowed to be in a restaurant because I'm hungry. I'm not allowed to be in a supermarket because I'm hungry. Nope, I'm not allowed to be anywhere needing anything. I'm not allowed to need anything. Because you're you. Because you're deceased in the threatening that you need anything about me because I'm not yourself. Everybody who's not myself. I don't want to pay for anybody's deceased in the threatening problem. Like my parents. I don't have parents in karma, but I have people who operated my house as parents until I didn't live there anymore because I have to get off my parents' money. I have police who ask me, how are your parents? The police couldn't get these people out of my house because you don't have a threat, because you deceased yourself in the threatening. I want myself deceased out of that threatening. I acknowledge I heard what you said. I know who you are. You're illegally passed that you were due in a jail and a prison on the point that you stand in front of me and tell me you don't know you are a problem to myself. You don't know you are a problem to myself. You are past jail and prison. And you're still in front of me. I'm not going to pay for that with my life. I am not. I am deceased and the threatening is myself. And I'm doing it on a camera and posting it on the internet. There is no such thing as you are a live person in front of me and you are not a problem to yourself someplace else. Aksha!